Scroll Pinterest for 5 minutes and you'll swear every tiny apartment is a calm, airy masterpiece. But then you look at a real small home, one that's actually lived in, and the pretty hacks fall apart fast. The room feels tighter, your brain feels busier, and the clutter you can't stop seeing turns into daily stress. Because the real problem in small spaces isn't square meters, it's cognitive load, how much effort your brain spends processing what's in front of you. And when your home is constantly feeding your brain noise, it doesn't just look messy, it feels exhausting. So in this video, we're skipping the staged aesthetics and going straight to what actually changes how a room experiences. 5 interior design rules that work because they match how your brain perceives space, how it maps a room, searches for order, and decides whether it feels calm or cramped. Why can a 40-meter squared apartment feel surprisingly open, while a bigger place feels oppressive? What's the one thing that instantly makes a room feel blocked the moment you walk in? Why does bad lighting quietly raise tension even when everything looks nice? What if the fastest way to feel better at home isn't organizing more, but seeing less? And before we get to the 5 rules, we need to rewind, because the reason most small space hacks fail starts with how your brain reads a room in the first place. Ever wonder why 2 homes with the same square footage can feel totally different? The answer isn't just layout, it's cognitive load, the mental effort your brain uses to process your surroundings. Too many visual elements, colors, or random furniture pieces overwhelm the senses. Your eyes have no place to rest, and your brain responds with a subtle but constant feeling of stress. In fact, science shows that your brain doesn't care about measurements. It cares about flow, clarity, and ease. If the space doesn't guide you naturally, it feels cramped, even if it isn't. So if perception is the problem, let's solve it with perception. Here are the 5 rules that actually work. Rule 1. Design for sightlines. Imagine walking into your home. Where do your eyes go first? Sightlines are the invisible paths your eyes follow to understand a room. If those views are blocked by bulky furniture or visual noise, the space feels chaotic. But give the eye a clear focal point, a window, an artwork, a lamp, and suddenly the room breathes. It feels more open, more understandable. Sightlines are how your brain maps space. Make them work for you. Rule 2. Use light strategically, not decoratively. Lighting isn't just about mood, it's about perception. Don't rely on one stylish lamp or dim corners. Instead, use light to shape the room. Spread brightness evenly, bounce it off walls, let it reach the ceiling. Natural light? Even better, it creates rhythm and helps your brain define boundaries. Because when light is right, the space feels bigger, calmer, and more alive. Rule 3. Control visual clutter with closed storage. Let's be honest, clutter adds stress, but not just physical clutter, visual clutter. The constant exposure to items, objects, piles, and stacks adds to your mental load. Studies show this actually raises your stress hormone, cortisol. Closed storage is a simple, science-backed fix. Cabinets, drawers, boxes with lids. Out of sight, out of mind, and out of your stress cycle. Create systems that follow the one-touch rule. If everything has a home, your brain can rest. Rule 4. Go vertical to free the floor. Want your space to feel lighter? Clear the floor. Vertical space is underused gold. Tall bookshelves, floating storage, wall-mounted lights. They draw the eye upward, creating a sense of height. Low furniture spread across the room can feel grounded and heavy, but when you free the floor, movement becomes easier, air flows better, and so does your attention. Rule 5. Mirrors and reflective surfaces. Yes, mirrors work, but only when used on purpose. They amplify light, they create depth, but if they reflect clutter, they double the chaos. Instead, use mirrors to reflect calm, a window, a leafy plant, or a clean wall. This helps your brain feel the space extending beyond its borders. Used right, mirrors are not decor, they're perception tools. Let's take a step back. All 5 rules we covered today have one thing in common. They shift your focus from decorating to designing with intention. They're not about buying more. They're about creating spaces that align with how your mind works. Because when you design around perception, your home becomes more than just functional. It becomes supportive, calm, and clear. The size of your home doesn't define its potential. The quality of your choices does. If you found these ideas helpful, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It helps the channel grow and helps us bring more evidence-based design insights straight to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.